morning. I am Technical Sergeant Jeremiah Salyers, military training instructor, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. As the flights move into position and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. Do not stand or sit in the stairways unless entering or exiting the grandstand. Additionally, we ask that you do not stand at the bottom of the grandstands as well as the arena drill pad. At the conclusion of the ceremony, you may proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers. Utilize the handrails and watch for tripping, slipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency and state of training in a command and to promote teamwork and pride in the organization. They also contribute to public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All of the movements that you will observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or non-commissioned officer, such as the military training instructor, the ability to move their units from one place to another in an orderly manner, to aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leader's orders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formations. To maintain the proper decorum and respect for events such as these, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. Now marching into position, Flight 639, led by Staff Sergeant J.D. Sorensen, military training instructor, hometown, Lakewood, Colorado. Flight 640, led by Staff Sergeant Manuel Munez, military training instructor, hometown, Weiser, Idaho. Flight 641, led by Staff Sergeant Dalton Berry, military training instructor, hometown, North Pole, Alaska. Flight 642, led by Technical Sergeant Louis Cruz, military training instructor, hometown, Ontario, California. Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 643, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Sear, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Detroit, Michigan. Flight 644, led by Staff Sergeant Thomas Schultz, military training instructor, hometown, Springfield, Massachusetts. Flight 645, led by Technical Sergeant Darrell Greer, military training instructor, hometown, Youngstown, Ohio. Flight 646, led by Technical Sergeant Jordan Hafes, military training instructor, hometown, Valentine, Nebraska. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 647, led by Technical Sergeant Jessica Gearhart, military training instructor, hometown, Houstontown, Pennsylvania. Flight 648, led by Technical Sergeant Stephen Copeland, military training instructor, hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. Flight 649, led by Staff Sergeant Micah Arabia, military training instructor, hometown, Eva Beach, Hawaii. Flight 650, led by Master Sergeant Aubrey Thrower, military training instructor, hometown, Lafayette, Alabama. Flight 651, led by Technical Sergeant Jordan Beasy, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Mossy Rock, Washington. Flight 652, led by Staff Sergeant Jordan Kabla, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Temple, Texas. Air Force Basic Training conducts graduation events over the course of 2 days to celebrate the accomplishment of our newest Airmen and Guardians. These events recognize their transition into the profession of arms. We acknowledge the tradition of honor and legacy of valor provided by those who came before and inspire us still today. We would like to thank the family and friends for their continued support, and these graduates will be counting on as they serve our great nation in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Evett.
Welcome, Warthog family. Scripture affirms to be strong and courageous, to not be terrified or dismayed, for God is with you wherever you go. Please join me in prayer. Lord God, we thank you for the blessing of this day, for the life we have, for the abilities you have given each here to develop, and the opportunity that stands before each one today. We give you thanks for the airmen who work so diligently towards this goal, and for their family, friends, instructors, and leadership who have truly guided them along this path to this great moment. Give each of these airmen the desire to grow in heart, in mind, in will, and determination to be future leaders of our great Air Force. Give them what they need and ensure that our nation is secure and continues to prosper. Enable them and each one of us to fulfill our goals, our purpose, and give us strength and wisdom to make our path wise and to your honor. We thank you for all this. Bless our country and those we serve and lead. And for this coin ceremony we ask here today. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 321st Training Squadron, and 1999 graduate of Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Randolfo Orozco, accompanied by his wife, Angela. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 321st Training Squadron, and 2000 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Valeria Andrade. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Lauren Corshane. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian, accompanied by his wife, Shauna. The Commander, 157th Air Refueling Wing, and 1993 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Nelson Piran. The Command Chief, 157th Air Refueling Wing, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Kevin Ryder. The Deputy Commander, 157th Air Refueling Wing, and 1987 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Kenneth Liedberg. The Field Office Director for San Antonio, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, Mrs. Tina Almond. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional and significant achievement demonstrated the dedication of 20 of our graduates, who are being led by Technical Sergeant John Shields, Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, hometown, Kinston, North Carolina. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization at Basic Training Initiative. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview to demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. Please hold your applause until the conclusion. The Air Force is proud to recognize Airman June Siosi, country of origin, America Samoa. Airman Mohammed El Khatim El Sheikh, country of origin, Sudan. Airman Neri Ramirez Rivera, country of origin, Guatemala. Airman Garshlin Sanan, country of origin, Haiti. Airman Collins Pivaga, country of origin, Cameroon. Airman Marcus Eli Dimakali, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Anthony Ornell, country of origin, Ecuador. Airman Ryan Rafael Nepales, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Jackson Munyao, country of origin, Kenya. Airman Leona Cheetah, country of origin, Zimbabwe. Airman Romar Gabriel Enriquez, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Clyde Victorio, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Tamba Lamy, country of origin, Liberia. Airman Roxana McMillan, country of origin, Panama. Airman John Kasuku, country of origin, Kenya. Airman Jamie Martinez Mendez, country of origin, El Salvador. Airman Win Wang An Cao, country of origin, Vietnam. Airman Cecia Santa Cruz Duarte, country of origin, Mexico. Airman Paul Matthew Fontanilla, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Kimberly Abaro, country of origin, Philippines. Please stand as Director Allman will now administer the oath of allegiance. Dorm Chiefs, place your flights at attention.
Good morning. Let's try that again, crowd. Good morning. There we go. First, I'd like to say congratulations to our graduating airmen. It is my honor to administer the oath of allegiance to our nation's 20 newest citizens. Please raise your right hand. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations, you are now American citizens.
Thank you. You may be seated. Dorm Chiefs, place your flights at ease. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by the graduates from Flight 653 and 654, performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Jacob Wright, military training instructor, hometown, Llano, Texas. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork in the Air Force core values service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Andrade will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the home of basic military training. I would like to start by taking the opportunity to say thank you to the family members and loved ones who have encouraged and supported these outstanding men and women standing before us. Your support has been essential to your airmen's success here in basic training and will continue to be necessary as they continue on their journey to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize the military training instructors of Warthog Nation. These outstanding professionals have poured their hearts and souls into the discipline and training of our nation's warriors. In just 7.5 weeks, they have transformed these airmen into the impressive men and women we see before us today. Our airmen are better trained than ever before to deal with the ever-changing challenges at home and abroad. You have all played a critical role in the mentoring, developing, and shaping of our newest graduates to meet the future needs of the world's greatest Air Force. It is a difficult job and one that you have done exceptionally well. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask that you give a round of applause to this dedicated team of professionals. And now to our graduates. Congratulations. 7.5 weeks ago, I spoke to you about speaking the part and looking the part. That will always help you in acting the part. Each and every one of you came here unsure and unaware of how to meet the standards and expectations, but you have made it through the 7.5 weeks of rigorous training, overcome many challenges, and have made the transformation from citizens to airmen. Congratulations. You are now part of an exclusive percentage of Americans who have raised their right hand in defense of our country and the guiding principles we as Americans and members of the profession of arms hold so dear. You are now part of the less than 1%. As you begin your Air Force journey as newly minted airmen, I want to impart on you the 3 principles that have helped me become successful over the last 23 years serving this great nation. First, treat each other with dignity and respect and foster an environment of diversity and inclusion. Members of the Air Force come from all walks of life, races, genders, and backgrounds. Welcome this in your fellow airmen. 2, grow where you are planted. This means that whatever the Air Force asks you to do it to the very best of your abilities. Some of the best things that have happened to me in my career were the things that I didn't choose or ask to do. It is because of these opportunities that I was able to grow and to stretch in ways that I never felt were possible. And 3, be coachable. Be willing to take tough feedback and learn from those experiences. Understand that people who care about you and want to see grow in your development, want to see you succeed. Airmen, I leave you with this. You are joining a team of professionals dedicated to integrity, service, and excellence. We are in unprecedented times with unprecedented challenges, and we continue to overcome, adapt, and thrive in an unpredictable world with unpredictable circumstances. During these uncertain times, the American public looks to you as a beacon of hope to calm the waters of uncertainty. I have no doubt that you are up for the challenge. Your will, desire, and dedication to this country and a purpose greater than yourself has brought you here and will continue to be what drives you and motivates you moving forward. Today, you will write the next chapter in your Air Force history. Whatever your path, I encourage you to make the most of it, and I thank you for committing yourself to serving your country. As your senior enlisted leader, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson you receive your coveted Airman's coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations. Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the Airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Orozco will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Welcome, family and friends and loved ones, to the gateway of the U.S. Air Force. It's great to see so many of you supporting your airmen, especially in this sea of green and dark gray squadron colors of the 321st Warthogs. As we observe Veterans Day this weekend, we're reminded of the courage and the sacrifice of the roughly 16 million living American veterans who served before us and set the foundation upon which we continue to build today. As John F. Kennedy once remarked, in the long history of the world, only a relative few have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. They do not shrink from this endeavor. They welcome it. The energy, the faith, the devotion which they bring will light our country and all who serve it. They and we shall pay any price, pay any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, and oppose any foe to assure the survival and success of liberty. Hundreds of those veterans are with us here today. Veterans, if you are able, please stand and let us honor you for your sacrifice and your commitment to the defense of the Constitution, our way of life, our nation. Thank you for your example. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the 788 airmen before you have learned that no one succeeds alone. They are more resilient, they are more adaptive, and they're more equipped to conquer the challenges our nation will face into an unknown future against formidable adversaries. These airmen have learned that we fight as a team, but this is just the start, airmen. There is so much more to learn, and it will get harder. More will be required of you. But embrace these realities and persevere in spite of them. Believe in the power within yourself to make a difference. You are never just an airman. It is my belief that you will accept the challenge ahead and carry on in such a manner that your record will be a credit to yourself and to our country. But ultimately, your successes and your failures will be a result of preparation and hard work. Maintain a positive attitude. Lead and follow by the power of your example, and let the Air Force core values of integrity, service, and excellence be your guide. You are now members of the profession of arms, teammates on the most lethal fighting force this world has ever known. I know you're ready. Your military training instructors and the sacrifice and the hard work they've poured into you have made sure of it. Go out and make us proud. Congratulations on completing basic military training. Once again, welcome to the world's greatest Air Force. I look forward to serving alongside you as we continue to deliver air power for America. Good luck and Godspeed. And for one last time, Warthogs, first in training.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Orozco. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 645, Kamiko Major. He is from El Cerrito, California, and joined the Air Force to become an aerospace medical technician. In the stands cheering is her husband, Christopher, and children, Kainoa and Keiko. Our recruiter is Technical Sergeant Neil Garrett from the 364th Recruiting Squadron, Benicia, California. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today, it's symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifice of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask that you think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who precede us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today. Freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the graduating squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Austin Gregg. Our commander of airmen is Master Sergeant Brian Hadraba. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded into a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag is flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It is flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped to set free, yet it remains invincible. Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families with graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for the graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.